Is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at our health, our well-being through the lens of the tarot, astrology, some Ayurveda, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We are wrapping up Capricorn season. I kind of have a lot going on over here. I'm sorry. I was double fisting this morning, I should say. But yeah, so we have, we're wrapping up Capricorn season in the next couple of days. We have a new moon in Capricorn tomorrow. And today, Venus is entering into Aquarius. So the planets are starting to shift into Aquarius, which is a really different energy from Capricorn energy. Capricorn is all about being stable, being grounded, putting in the hard work in areas that we need to. And then when we hit Aquarius season, I'm hearing it's like opening the doors. It's creative, it's innovative, it's about connecting with people, our community, people that resonate, that vibe with us, and kind of aspiring towards more of a utopian style living. Our dreams, our wishes, our wish fulfillment, etc. And when it comes to our health and well-being, Ayurveda is a huge proponent. Just like that Capricorn energy, it's all about building our strength and endurance. And we've been definitely having this theme lately in the collective where we have to invest in self first. Ayurveda agrees that that's like not only the best way to start or build a solid foundation, but it's also something that helps us achieve our goals, our desires, our wish fulfillment. And it actually helps the environment around us, our relationships, the dynamics, even the ones that might be a little bit tricky, messy, etc. Because we're not just focusing on physical well-being here. It's mental, it's mind, body, soul, right? Our holistic self. And Ayurveda definitely looks at the whole when diagnosing or when looking at disease. We want to figure out the root cause. We want to figure out what are the things that are disturbing our mind, body, soul, vitiating us from ourselves, disconnecting us from ourselves. And then we can kind of like tackle those problems. And I feel like that's why we've had to, in this last week or so, I didn't even do my clearing, sorry. In the last week or so, we've been called to shift the focus energy on ourselves, to, again, build that, not to be redundant, but to build that foundation. But also because like we need a little bit more clarity. We need a little bit more understanding on what our next steps are. And I feel like this new moon in Capricorn is going to give us the opportunity to really commit to ourselves where we're going to invest, right? Who and what we're going to invest in, how we're going to invest in ourselves, show up for ourselves. We're still in the beginning of the new year, and so it gives us an opportunity to change things up a little bit. We're also in a 10-year. 2026 breaks down to a 10 in numerology, and so 10s are about closing out cycles, bringing things to a close, wrapping up loose ends, etc. And as we do that, I think that like a lot of what I'm seeing happening right now is it's stuff that is reminding us where we've come from and helping us overcome maybe some of the difficulties around that, right? Like when we see different versions of ourselves, not holding shame for that space, giving ourselves love and grace. That goes back to that investment in self component, self-love, self-care. so that we can kind of break free from some of these limitations, you know, whether the limitations are within us or without us or outside of us. If they're outside of us, we're still telling ourselves something about that dynamic that we believe we deserve, right? So that's why I like to start the readings off with an energy cleansing. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places we might feel blocked, stuck, limited. It's a really good time to set your own intention, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It really is a great way to personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are interested in more of that rebalancing of self, alignment of your mind, body, soul. I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. We'll talk a lot about Ayurveda today. And I would love to support you in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into the blessing. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love. All right, I'm going to take a sip real quick. I'm going to pull up a chart while I do it. So, last few days of Capricorn, we've had like some resistance. Excuse me. So good. I love it. We've had a little bit of resistance around our wealth, our success, our abundance. Jupiter is in retrograde. It's also tensely aspected. And so is Chiron. Chiron is dubbed the wound healer, and it helps us grow. It helps us evolve. It's kind of like our path of karma in life, where we should aspire towards the healing. So there's resistance to this because to me it's coming across as like an instant gratification energy, wanting things to happen quickly or without too much work. Some of the lessons that we're encountering right now are a little arduous as well. Like they just feel like they've been going on for effing ever. And that can be really annoying too, but that can also be that tension with Jupiter in Cancer. We just want to be comfortable and fine and not have to be pushed, poked, prodded too hard. There are definitely things that are coming up, but like I was saying earlier, it's a lot about helping us release what's blocking us, those proverbial obstacles, so we can start new or make way for the new is a better way to say it. Okay, so the alligator comes up as our overarching energy this week. It's silence and introspection. Numerology breaks down to a 7. 7 is a period of time of like waiting. We want to make sure that we're using the energy of the waiting energy, having patience in the process is what I was thinking of. We want to make sure that we're using that to our advantage, not just, well, nothing's going on, so I'm just going to kind of complain maybe a little bit about what is happening. I'm not saying that's coming from you, but there's, in the collective, what I should say is there's an overall unrest. That's why we're seeing a lot of crazy things pop off just in general, because people are getting stir crazy. And the alligator is known to wait for prey, right? Being very methodical, not making any sudden moves or quick moves until he is ready. Sorry to be so heavy and morbid. In terms of wellness, Maharishi Ayurveda is a huge proponent of that balance of activity and rest, and specifically incorporating meditation in your daily practice. It's kind of like a little power nap, which is awesome. It resets, you know, so meditating in the morning, once again throughout the day, or whatever practices resonate with you, doing a little bit of journaling, reading something inspirational and meditating on it, quiet time, prayer, maybe not as much of active prayer, because I'm hearing this is more about like waiting for an answer or to receive some type of direction. It's also helping your nervous system, calm your nervous system, especially if you aren't experiencing as many physical ailments. Like maybe it's more on the mental, emotional. Let's see. We don't have, oh yeah. So the South Node is in Virgo right now. Virgo represents our health, our well-being. South Node are those bad habits and patterns, sorry, that I was talking about earlier. But we kind of have to be willing to overcome them, to surmount them, and not go back into their patterns. Are difficult to change, right? Because they require us to rewire our brain, essentially. And that kind of takes a lot. It takes a lot of mindfulness. It takes a lot of awareness. It takes a lot of intention. Again, part of what I feel this waiting energy is directly related to. Even if you don't have a lot going on in the present moments, I feel like it's kind of just even going back through, you know, how we were talking about in the very beginning, some of the stuff that's popping up that might be a little bit triggering, that might be a little challenging to look at, a little uncomfortable, right? I feel like we get a lot of value there. And especially if you are trying to change certain things about your physical well-being specifically, because disease starts on that mental, emotional level, and then it manifests in our physicality, right? So it's important to look at the thoughts we think and how that's affecting us emotionally, our nervous system, like I was talking about before. A daily meditation practice really helps with that. There's so many studies all across the board that really showcase how awesome it is for the body. I mean, I think everyone should learn it. I think it should be like, you know, in schools, whatever. And actually Transcendental Meditation has tried to like do that. People have their thoughts about it, but it's to me, it's one of the most holistic and complete forms of meditation I've come across in my years of health and wellness. And it's essentially meditation with a mantra, where that mantra becomes the vehicle to help us calm our body, mind, soul, our nervous system, quiet our thoughts so we can transcend, into that space that restores our physiology. And what's being blocked right now, the opossum is in our blocked energy, diversity and plurality, which we might be getting stuck. There might be a little bit of stuckness in your life right now. Places that it's hard to not get caught up in the hamster wheel. We talked about that this week. Or wanting to move quicker than what maybe is best. And your physiology, your mind, body, soul is telling you that. This week is a little bit more of the same. I'm sorry not to be, well, actually, I think we're making a little bit of a breakthrough this week. And I feel like this is happening in the astrology because of that new moon in Capricorn straight into Aquarius season. The Psalm book has come up for us the last 3 weeks. And basically reminding us of that value of kind of like changing up how you are doing things. The Psalm book is about, here it says, rejoicing, faith in the process, having joy, gratitude in the process. I think those are essential things. But I look at this as like, in your situation, it's like you have to have those things that are keeping you inspired. Whether it's an affirmation or, a study buddy, whatever, someone to hold you accountable that's going to be supportive and uplifting, unless you need a heavy hand. Types of things like that. Things that like are reminding you why you're doing what you're doing. Because things can get lost in the process of waiting. Things can go amiss, etc. I'm also seeing overarching that, okay, we have the peach, which is fertility and love, and the horseshoe, which is luck and chance. So things are giving way. Things are giving way to new things, to better things. Things that you're getting because of this commitment to yourself. So if you're looking for some healing, some restoration, a little boost up, it says it's coming in. Again, maybe finding yourself stuck in the way you've done things always. So changing it up a little bit. Aquarian energy is really good for that. Being creative, innovative in its approach. It can also be like a pretty unique energy as well. They march to the beat of their own drums, so to speak. Okay, so we have the Two of Air and the Adelita of Fire. Cayenne and Chicory. Decisions that need to be made. Decisions that, because I'm hearing like some of the stuff that's coming up for you right now that is challenging you is reminding you. And I think the reminders lead to a choice about what direction you're moving in, what direction you want to move in for yourself. The more we stick to the things that are inspirational, the easier it is to achieve those end goals. And you're almost there, right? You're almost there, actually. Like, this is something that's coming in quite quickly, sooner than what you know. And maybe even in a way that, like, you're not seeing, is what I wanted to say. Like, you might be kind of like waiting for this on some level, or it's like in the background. Sorry. It's in the background, but it's ready to come in. It's ready to rush in. Sorry, that was a little bit anticlimactic. I was getting this other message because I'm also seeing that there are some energies. The Adelita of Fire is the Knight of Wands in the traditional tarot deck, who can be a little bit quick-paced, right? At like how fast he's doing things. The time between making the decision and taking action is like a split second. This is something that's been waiting for the perfect opportunity. I'm seeing with this alligator, someone who has something to say, someone who wants to come in. It might be a little bit of an immature energy. It's either that they're immature or they're not fully ready. They're trying to... Oh. Okay. Well, this is a different kind of message. Okay, well, here's the thing. This is one of the blocks, obstacles coming in. So we're getting the Justice, the Moon, and the Five of Water. This is someone who's like, I feel like this has been a block. This is a blocking energy. Something that has been limiting you over and over and over again. I feel like there's this divide, or you've created this gap between you and this person's situation so that you can heal, or you can tune in to like those more inspirational things of your heart. It looks like there's a little bit of planning or concocting or directly trying to sabotage, might be a better way to say it. But it comes with this, woe is me. This is someone who's doing the deed, but then also claiming victim, woe is me. You know, it feels like we've been getting this energy a lot. I'm going to put that away so we can focus on other things. But I think that it comes up because it definitely is a block, right? It goes back to this opossum inner blocked energy where changing up your approach is really going to serve you right now. Doing things a little bit differently, getting out of the normal grunt and grind. And you don't have to like take the world by storm, but maybe say, okay, like plan some things for this week. What are you going to do for yourself that is either like healing, that adds a healing component? And that can be a myriad of things, right? Yes, it is about taking care of yourself, you know, your physicality, whatever that means to you. But this can also be like making a promise, like I'm going to go to this event and meet some people, or, you know, I'm going to sign up for that workshop, or, you know, whatever, go on that hike, whatever it may be for you. It's the things that like you've been kind of putting off, but promising yourself, and things that like are really good, like really inspirational, things that are really going to, I got to get into the tarot, sorry. Things that are helping, and this again has been a consistent message, things that are helping you towards this end goal or achieving some amount of success. I feel like whomever, whatever this energy was that we were just picking up is, if it's an old energy, it's someone, something not wanting to let you go, wanting to keep you around, or wanting to keep you kind of stuck and limited, you know? But what I like is we have the Hydra of Water, so Page of Cups, Chamomile, very cleansing, very detoxifying. It's also very nurturing for our nervous system as well. It's a fresh start. It's a new beginning. It feels hopeful. I'm seeing you talking to people, communicating. These are new energies though, and these are energies that are like helping you invest in your wellness to whatever capacity. You're a little bit on the defensive though. Nine of Fire, Wild Cherry. I kind of love this. Maybe you do feel a little wild. Maybe you do feel a little like hesitant about people, about situations. You're feeling really independent in your choices that you're making for yourself. I'm hearing like community is a good thing. It's probably a necessary and needed thing. Especially too many. I'm going to put those back in. Especially because of like whatever has been lingering around you to make it a little bit more difficult. I don't want to get too much into that message today because I feel like we've covered it so far, unless something else comes up. I'm going to focus on this Peach and Horseshoe. The things that are coming in, right place, right time. I'm hearing like, I kind of like this energy for you. The more I'm seeing it, because it feels very authentic. It feels wild, but authentic. Wild meaning like one with self. It reminds me of like the positive aspects of Black Moon Lilith. And right now she's positively aspected to Pluto making changes, Neptune listening to her instincts, her intuition, and Saturn doing the changes a little bit, or putting in the work. Where she's getting stuck as well, current theme, is doing it a little bit differently, showing up a little bit differently. And I think a lot of that is because you have been I don't know if I want to say keeping yourself small, but it feels like a hermit mode. It feels like you've been very cautious about who you exchange energy with, i.e. part of that wildness. Like you're not afraid to dip out on a situation, a person. We're getting 9 of Pentacles if need be. If something's rubbing you the wrong way, you're putting up your boundaries, right? And you're ready to do so. That's what the 9 of Fire is all about. 9 of Wands is like, you've been through the ringer. On the traditional deck, he's like beaten, bloodied, and bruised, and he's like not on his last leg, but he's just like F off if need be. And it shows that it's working for you and against you at the same time. It's a double-edged sword, because there is something that's valuable about community, bringing in new dynamics that are supportive. It's been hard because of the lack of support, the lack of what you have had nurturing you. But remember, a lot of that is naturally closing out this year. It's not going to feel like it right now. Where we're going to feel the best is, again, the hard work, the new thing, like not new things, but the hard work we put into things, and the multitude of options that we give ourselves. One of the things about transcendental meditation is it reminds us that, like, as we transcend it, we're accessing all knowledge. And you can actually look this up through innovators, people who did great works throughout time, authors, people who invented stuff, etc. Like, this is how they would come up with their most transformative ideas, is essentially transcend. It's actually pretty dope. And we all have access to this. And why I'm highlighting this is because of the need to be open, to acclimate. Earth energy makes it hard to do so. It's been heavy Earth energy this season. Aquarian energy will give us an opportunity to kind of open up a little bit more, not feel so rigid, not feel so stuck, etc. Because essentially it's talking about, like, you being kept from things that are life affirming, that might be simple, that might be small. But I think these are also things that you're finding through your daily practices of inspiration, whatever you're doing to support yourself, self-love, self-care routine, having a morning routine, a daily routine. Ayurveda is huge into that. It helps calm the mind, body, soul where we need it. And it helps us not feel so afraid about what's out there, because some of this defensiveness is coming from fear of what you've been through, that it feels a little bit more comfortable to be in your own world, in your own vibe. The Emperor, of course. But this is not a bad Emperor. I'm sorry. I kind of have a negative opinion about the Emperor, because so often he comes up as like a manipulative a-hole. No offense. 7 of Fire. This to me is, again, like maybe some old stuff popping up the world, because again, we're seeing some closure in this. And honestly, I'm seeing that, like, whatever this closure is, Madra, Oh no, a coriander of water. Okay, so this is the King of Cups, seaweed. I love this. This is actually like a really beautiful. So basically what this is talking about, I probably said this, but essentially it's like you got to hold the faith, right? You got to stay strong, keep yourself inspired, keep moving towards where you want to go. Keep finding new ideas, new solutions, new ways of doing things. I think that there's already something you might know that you need to either investigate a little bit more or put a plan into action that's going to help kind of give your health, your well-being a boost. Again, and it doesn't just have to be about the physical body. Yes, it's important to take care of our physical body, back to the very beginning. That gives us that strong, solid foundation we're looking for. I also see that you're very aware of a cycle that you're running out. A cycle that you are bringing to a close. There's a lot of heat coming from you. 9 of fire, 7 of fire. We have cinnamon, cayenne. This to me feels like... Well, I feel like you already know where you stand about certain things. Like you already are very aware of what your opinion, what your perspective is around what you need to do. And maybe on some level, you're just waiting for that right place, right time. That person, situation to pop up that can help turn the page. And when it comes to how we take care of ourselves, a lot of this is happening through remaining inspired, kind of indulging in your fertility, your love, your abundance. All of that stuff is connected. It goes back to that joy, gratitude I was talking about earlier. Having the faith, right? Like, and I don't know where people are at spiritually nowadays. It's not about religion. It's not about religion. I want to be very clear about that. It's about our connection with spirit, universe, God, your higher self, however you understand that. Maybe some of that for us as a collective has been disintegrated. We're not holding as fast to these principles in the way that we need to. And really that always starts with self, right? Like we always have to get right with self before we can even think about giving to other people or exchanging in positive, affirming dynamics with other individuals. And I'm not saying that life is a fairy tale and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of messiness and sadness and destruction, etc. The reason that we're talking about this is so that we can overcome that. So we're not living in whatever this is for you, right? Whatever those blocks, limitations are for you that are affecting not only your mental, emotional, but your physical well-being as well. Stress, trauma, it's a crazy thing, and it really affects the body on so many different levels. We're modern world constantly stressed out. We can see that in so many different ways on the health spectrum, right? And it's just something to think about. Like it's something to think about as we're transitioning into a new cycle, right? Pluto moving into Aquarius, these new decade cycles that, we have an opportunity to grab the bull by the horns, so to speak, and actually do good things for ourselves. When we do good things, that's when we see happiness, success, love, luck, abundance manifest, right? And I'm not just saying that, it's just true, right? Okay, so mullein. Mullein is very good for congestion. So we actually, energetically, we store grief in the lungs. A lot of times when we have congestion, it's blocking passages, grief, sadness, overwhelm. And it's really good for, kind of helping cleanse and purge that out. It helps to It's really good for, okay. I don't know. I don't love these cards. Sorry, I get a little bit annoyed about them. I'm trying to read what they say on the back, but anyway, it's not anything of value. No offense to this deck. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's, Mullen was used as a torch during the California Gold Rush to light the mines. That's kind of fun. So, maybe that's part of what it is, right? It's kind of releasing, getting rid of the congestion, the old congestion, right? And lighting that path for you on where the gold is. Sorry, that was a little cheesy, but it's true. It's true. Okay, gumweed. The sticky herb. So that kind of stickiness, that cohesion is kapha energy. It's kapha dosha, I should say, in Ayurveda. And kapha is what helps us build our structure. Gumweed is something that gets the irritants off, which I love, especially on our skin. So those kind of environmental invaders, the environmental invaders that try to infiltrate. Gumweed is really good at keeping those out. It's also very good as an expectorant for coughs and colds, the respiratory system, like I was talking about before. It's okay. So they used it as an herb for spirit guides to help locate an ailment on a person's body. Kind of like what you're doing, right? When it comes to opening up more options, utilizing whatever this waiting energy is for to your advantage, utilizing it to your advantage so that whatever you're building, whatever you're kind of cementing together in your life, again, is that strong support that we were talking about in the very beginning. Black cohosh. Black cohosh is actually pretty powerful. It is connected to women, the feminine energy, I should say. And therefore, our intuition, our senses, meditation seems to be popping up a lot today. So really, whatever practices you ascribe to, whether meditation's your thing or not, no pressure, but try to implement some quiet time. Black cohosh is actually, when it comes to ritual, ceremony, etc., it is actually used to expel, get rid of. It's a very protective herb. Here it's saying that it actually helped regulate contractions and restart stalled labor, which actually makes sense. Sorry. This is not connected to our reading. I always do this with these cards. I like them. I love the artistry on them. But whatever the information that they came with is a little subpar. No offense. So, but essentially what we're getting at, right, is it does look like you're on your tail end, wrapping things up in the way of continuing to stay focused, stay committed to the path, to what's inspiring you to continue to move forward. Connecting with your abundance. Easiest way to do it, be thankful for what you have already, right? Thankful for food, the roof over your head. It can be the simplest basic things. And often that's a great place to start because it reminds us of how much we do have, right? So living from that space of gratitude, love, fertility, abundance. And that's where we see this luck pop up. I think there's room to do things a little bit differently. I think that's also just kind of for your own sanity, right? Because it's that value of when we keep knocking against the proverbial wall, hitting our head against the proverbial wall, right? We might think we have a really good plan of action and it just doesn't work. And maybe it looks great on paper, but maybe it's not what is meant for us. Ayurveda is also really great about individualization, recognizing that every body, every mind, every soul is unique, it's individualized, and therefore it requires specific things that can help it specifically that might not work for other people, etc. And I feel like that's what a lot of this waiting is about. It's, yeah, there's some things that are going on in the background. You kind of know, we've talked about this a lot. It's popped up a lot on the channel, but we don't have to pay attention to it. We can actually invest in the things that make us happy, abundant, etc. So that we can actually attract those things, right? It's just going to make life easier. It's going to make you happier. It's going to make you feel better. Hard to do, but achievable. All right. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated here for you. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear. Just say hey, connect, and share it, and a little love, little TLC, because I do so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. No, it means a lot to me. It blesses my heart, and I'm sending love and blessings back to you. Have a fabulous Saturday. I will be in touch tomorrow for the new moon.